Good day and welcome to Storm over Taierzhuang, designed by Taierzhuang, published by LPS, and it is included in the April 2009 Against the Odds magazine. The map is broken up into areas. Each area has a defense modifier in a circle here, +1 or +2. There are 6 victory areas conditions for the Japanese to meet. 2 of them are in Taierzhuang. 4 of them are south of the Grand Canal, and if by the end of turn 13 they have met either holding the town and being in supply back to their deployment area, they have 2, or holding the 4 the south of the Grand Canal and in supply back to the Japanese deployment area, they win at the end of turn 13. If those conditions aren't met, then the KMT, the Chinese, win. Looking at a chit here, the 3 numbers. One on the left is their attack modifier, attack value. The one in the middle is defense value, and the far right is their rate of movement. Here's a Japanese chit. You'll see that they have a red attack value. That means that they can attack into an adjacent area. If it's black, then they can only attack in the areas that they're in. If they have 0 and all of them are attacking with a 0, that none of them in that group has a 1 or a 2 or 3 or whatever value it may be, they actually get a negative modifier. There's also human waves can be used for human waves, or that every 2 units attacking, they get an additional +1 to the die roll. After combat's resolved, the attacker rolls a 6-sided die for each attacking unit. If the result is equal to or less than the surviving defending units, the attacker, that unit, is eliminated. So a die is rolled for every attacker, and if they roll less than how many defenders there are, they are removed. Over on the side of the board here, we do have the turn track, and the turn track indicates what tactical chits each side receives in the beginning of that turn. This would be an example of a Japanese, and this would be the KMT. So at the beginning of the game, for example, turn 1, the Chinese would receive 3, the Japanese would receive 6. Later on in the game, turn 8 here, April the 1st, KMT would receive 5, and the Japanese would only receive 3 of these tactical chits that they can use. There's a reinforcement phase. Basically, you have to roll 2d6 that are less than the game turn to receive reinforcements. Reinforcements for the Chinese coming along these 3 borders, along the back and along this side as well. The Japanese will receive their reinforcements through the Japanese deployment zone areas, A and B. The initiative phase is just a roll off. The Japanese do go first on the first turn. Impulses phase, that players alternate performing impulses. They're either movement or fire. Player may pass on his impulse, in which case play goes to the other player. If both players pass on their actions in succession, the turn ends. As well as either moving or firing, they can tactical chit can be played. So artillery would be an example of one that just gives you an attack value, and you roll off against an area with its modifier, defense modifier, used. As well as that, stacking limit is 10 per in an area for a side. Once a unit has been moved, so player impulse, all units activated in an area must perform the same action, whether it's move or firing. And then once that action is performed, they go to their spent side, which shows the defense modifier on that side. So if that stack was all activated, they'd flip over. And now they have a defense of 8 + 2 for the area. Either the area areas are controlled or they're not. So if the Japanese manage to take over this area at the beginning, they would own that area, and the KMT would, you'd have markers for every area. If there's nobody in the area, no one owns it, and it's not contested. It's just neutral. It's left blank. But, this is what this would look like then. Let's say there's both units in this area are here. Then at the end of the impulse, that would be removed. There is trace and supply back for the Japanese, so they can be cut off, and that way they don't get reinactivated. That is it in a nutshell. That is just really boiled down there on, and it is an area movement game. If you played Storm over Arnhem, it's similar to that. It is a very basic game. They do have, and I didn't touch any of them as well, but it comes with optional rules to add a little more depth or layers or flavor to the game. It is a knife fight. It's a battle of attrition. It's wearing each other down. A matter of who's going to blink first. It is just a lot of units. When you do receive the amount of the difference between the attack and the defense values, what's left over, let's say it is 5. Let's say I had to delegate 5 worth of attack points into area T here from the Japanese firing into them. If you flip them to the spent side, that is worth 1, so now I'll have to satisfy 4 more. If they retreat, that's another one. If you eliminate it, sorry, I don't want to get this wrong, I think it's 3, so it'd be as well. So there's different ways of satisfying. You can eliminate units, spend them, or push them back there. Retreat them if they can retreat. I'm just going to the player aid here. It says you can expend 1 point, so retreat 1 spent status units. 2 is eliminate a spent status unit or flip to a ready status unit and retreat to an adjacent unit. And 3, so it's eliminate 1 ready status unit. Or, if there are no ready status units in the area, then eliminate 1 spent status unit and retreat another spent unit in an adjacent area. Thank you for watching Storm over Taierzhuang.